Hey Emma, so I'm going to start with Chapter 6, Activity 3, Homework, Question 1. So the first clue that the question gives us is that it is 1 p.m. So before we even read anything else, let's use that clue. So we're going to draw a top-down space-based diagram because that's going to show us the best what's going on. So here's the Earth, here's the moon's orbit, and it says it's 1 p.m. So if you remember how we talked about how to find where the observer should be at certain times, we use our reference times. So we know that when the observer is directly under the sun, it's noon. 6 hours later, they'll be here 6 p.m. 6 hours later, they'll be here midnight. 6 hours later, they'll be here sunrise. So now, given that the question tells you it is 1 p.m. for this observer, we need to find where 1 p.m. is. So 1 p.m. is going to be slightly after the noon position, and this is 6 p.m., so we don't want to go like midway because that would be 3 p.m. We want to go like right here. So I'm going to put my observer now at 1 p.m. position. Here's their directly overhead symbol, and I'm going to draw their horizon, and knowing that the Earth spins kind of clockwise like that, this is going to be west, and this is going to be east. So now let's see the next thing it says. It says that the moon is about to set. If an object is setting, think about where in the sky that object has to appear to the observer. Things always rise in the east and they always set on the western horizon. So that means if the question says the moon is about to set, that means the observer is seeing the moon on their western horizon. This clue allows us to figure out where to put the moon in its orbit. So we know the moon is on the observer's western horizon, which means it is right here. And so now that I have placed the moon where it is supposed to be as specified by the clues, I can try to figure out what phase I am seeing. So I'm going to go back to my reference positions. This is new moon. This is first quarter moon. This would be full moon. This would be third quarter moon. So this must be a waning crescent. So we have figured out the answer to the question by using the clues and just putting them together one by one to build the solution. And again, we're just using those pieces of knowledge of like where on Earth the observer has to be for a given time, and also knowing which moon phase is which. So the next part of this question says to draw an Earth-based diagram for what the observer would see. So we drew the space base, now let's draw the Earth base. So for moon phases, we face south, which means this is west, this is east. Here's the observers directly overhead. Now I'm going to use the words to go between these two diagrams. The observer is going to see two objects. They're going to see the sun and they're going to see this waning crescent moon. Where do they see the moon? They see the moon on the western horizon. So I'm going to use those words. I'm going to find the western horizon right here, and I'm going to draw a waning crescent moon from Earth. It will look like a crescent, and because it's waning, it's going to be illuminated on the left. I never draw my illuminated part big enough. So let's say this is the light part, and this is the dark part. So waning is illuminated on the left, and then they're going to see the sun at like a less than, or maybe like a 45-degree angle, let's say. Also kind of to the west. Remember, the lit part of the sun has to face, or the lit part of the moon has to face the sun, and the sun will be around here. Another way you could figure out where to place the sun is because you know it's 1 p.m. So if the sun is here at noon, you're going to put it after that noon position right here. And so there we have our two diagrams.